Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I don't know why, but I feel like I've been like MIA for a very long time when I literally posted a video like last Friday. Today is Tuesday. It is Veterans Day for anyone who wants to know the day. And it's officially been 3 weeks since I've been fully unemployed, which is yay, I'm still here. But right now I'm going to do my skincare because I needed something to do for the beginning of this video. Cause I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be yapping. So this is one of those yapping videos. So sit tight while I do my skincare. I'm going to tell you about what I've been doing, how I'm feeling, and where I'm going from here, which will hopefully mean something. And essentially, yeah, I mean, as I said in my last other video before I went to a career fair, I saw this coming. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I've been hinting it for a while in like my other videos, very, very loosely, in terms of saying like, I'm pretty sure I knew this was gonna come because I had nothing to do for work. And I literally made a YouTube channel because I had so much free time. And I didn't mean free time as like after work I had nothing to do. No, I meant free time like during work I had nothing to do. So I was like, I'll put ideas while I work and then I'll film after work. That way I'll be like having stuff to do for a day and I'm not going to be like super duper bored all day because I legit didn't have work. So for those who don't know, I'm a consultant or former or used to have a job in consulting. And I worked on different projects for different clients, different industries, helping them solve problems, implement softwares, and doing stuff like that. And for a long time since then, I have been on the bench, which is your way of saying like I didn't have a project for a very long time. And usually on the bench, you do training, you basically look for another project, or you do something that keeps your mind off of just doing nothing all day and getting paid for it, which has been very nice, but also like very worrying because if you're on a bench for a long period of time, you're almost expected to get like fired eventually, just because no one really trusts that you have like any billable hours that can keep you in a job. And then for me, I was on the bench for like a while, like for months on end. I was on the bench, and I was actually helping my who was I helping? I was helping my manager at one point with her project, but her project couldn't actually get billable, couldn't be billed. So I was essentially doing that work for free. Free. I was getting paid, but like the company doesn't get money from it because it was not billable work. And even though I was helping her, it meant nothing. Still got laid off, still got fired because I had nothing to do. Which this is why I was like not surprised. That's why I wasn't upset. I mean, obviously, if you don't have work, you're not going to be in a company very long, right? That's the same for any other job. But unlike any other job, you have to find your own project at a consulting firm, which sucks. But you want work-life balance, you want free traveling, you want this and that. Something you gotta give, and that's what was giving, right? And that was what was giving. And the worst part about it isn't the fact that I literally was like being laid off or anything. Like that's bad on its own, obviously. The worst part was that it was almost seemed like it was my fault for having like no project, even though I did the networking. I literally talked to like at least 5 people per week about a new opportunity, all the time. We had an internal job board, which I literally used to go on like every other week. But if I gotta be honest, that job board website wasn't great, wasn't that good. But gotta be honest, it was a lot easier to talk to people who had projects and see if they had an opening versus using their job board. My experience, of course. And also just like the fact that I even had no project was almost seemed like it was a fault of my misgiving, as if I couldn't leverage myself better. Even though if you were at a consulting company, but yeah, essentially I was almost seeing it wasn't like my fault, but they knew there was like not a lot of projects, which doesn't help because they're currently still hiring. And I can't say the company's name, they recently laid off a bunch of people. It was not Amazon. It was the other company that laid off a bunch of people recently. And even though I wasn't in their industry, it's very telling of where those companies are, where those new hires are going to come from, because it is not going to come from new grads anymore, even though they say it would. But anyway, that is how that whole thing occurred. It sucks, yes, because I no longer have a job to do nothing at, but at the same time, I also had nothing going on. I would do certifications, like I told you guys before. I was trying to do certifications. I did one because that's all they wanted to pay for, which is the Safe Agile training. It is nothing that similar to the certified Scrum Master one I wanted to take, which was like $500 that I did not want to pay for. But this one was like for enterprise companies, so like really big companies that only help other big companies. So you would never see them do it for like a customer of like a bank, for example. It will work with the bank, but you would never see someone say, oh, I'm a Scrum Master and I use SAFe. They would only be using the SAFe training if they were doing it for like one company to like another company, not one company to like the patient or company to customer. There's no little person in this ideal situation. It doesn't help me because SAFe is technically not that big of a certification. It's only really big for like very, very few small companies. And it kind of sucks because in my eyes, it's almost like a nothing burger of a certification because it gives you basically what certified Scrum Master gives you, but it's not well known. So it's almost like they kind of screwed me over with that one. I still have it. It's all over my LinkedIn, which is great. But, you know, it is what it is. I still have a certification. That's better than no certification. So I did use them for that before I left. So that's good. I have been just doing my own training on my own. So like in the 3 weeks, I've gone to, I want to say 2 different career fairs. One of them was literally like on Thursday, I think. It was at, I don't know what building it was in. It was in downtown Chicago. And it was pretty nice. They had like different consulting companies there and they were just like talking about their roles and stuff. Some people were not hiring, so not really sure why they were there. But other people were hiring, but they were like really big companies. So they clearly were like just there to like tell people they had a lot of job openings without actually hiring people on the spot. So it wasn't like bad. It was like pretty good because I never heard of these companies before and they're still pretty big. So I did apply for those jobs. So those, fingers crossed, something that is not rejection goes through, you know, interview hopefully. And then the one before that, I went to the Construction Build Expo like that same week. Don't know what day, but that same week. And literally, that one wasn't much of a job opening. It was more just them showing off their stuff because they wanted a client or a customer to be like, hey, I love your wooden furnish and go buy that. I don't know. So I did go there. They did have some companies that were hiring. I did apply to those. So that's really good. So it wasn't like a waste of time. And also it was free. Who cares, right? Who cares? And they had candy, which was amazing. And then I've been going outside. Okay. I've been trying my best to not stay indoors for very long, at least in my like week of doing a lot of shit. I literally have like a to-do list. I use Google Task app and I literally write down everything I'm doing, even if it's like menial or nothing. If I read a book, I put it on there. If I like clean my room, I put it on there just to make me feel like I'm doing something because I was already feeling like I was doing nothing when I had a job and now I really have nothing going on without the job. So I want to make sure like my mindset isn't going like straight down to the trash, essentially. And I don't want it to get like terrible and everything. So recently, if you have been keeping up or if you don't care, I've been streaming like twice a week. Nothing crazy. Literally nothing crazy. I literally just streamed that I'm applying for jobs and that's all I do. So if you saw it on my channel, it's because that's how long I apply for jobs. Obviously, can't show you what jobs I'm applying for and like my whole information, but like, yeah, I use those streams as a way to keep myself accountable because I could apply for jobs like when this camera ends and I'm like alone in my room when no one's watching, and that'd be great. But after three like applications, I'll get like bored and then I want to do something else, and it's like, okay, well, all 3 of those jobs you just applied for will come back with a rejection because statistically that's just going to happen. So if I do it for like 4 hours on stream, I can't be distracted. I can't be moving around too much. I can't be like trying to be on my phone all day because my phone is my web camera. But also just like, if people watch me, then I'm literally going to be like more like, oh, you have to be peer pressure to your work. I think yesterday was like my stream, yesterday being Monday. Someone was chatting and I was like, what the fuck? My first chatter. Amazing. I don't know your name. Shout out to you though. And they were essentially saying, what were you doing? Like, I'm eating snacks too. And I was like, oh, wow. I feel like I'm in a library or something. So it really made me like lock in a lot harder because I was like a little anxious because someone was actually watching me. But I was like, oh, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I was already doing work, but the extra pressure helps. This is the peer pressure that we all love because it's a lot better that day, you know? So I've been doing that a lot more often. Twice a week, I applied to jobs. I think I applied to a total of over 40 jobs in a week and a half, which is really good for me because I only do it like twice a week, which I should be doing it more often. But like, if I exude if I exhaust all my job opportunities, I'm gonna like eventually feel upset. But when I'm using this to fix my resume, I use a mixture of AI and then I look online to see what people say about like job hacks. So if you go on Reddit, there's like a subreddit called like job search hack, and they do tell you like some hacks. Most of it's just like do it early, and it's like okay, I'm not doing that. But like some of them would be like, oh, if you want to do go past ATS, right, which is their application tracking system that a lot of companies use with AI. They essentially make sure that keywords that are in their like profile for job descriptions are in your resume, and that's pretty shitty because there's a lot of synonyms for those words, but they don't look at those synonyms because they want to really quickly go through the mill of looking through like hundreds of applications, which is fine, but a lot of good people do get passed up. And they do tell you on that subreddit, like use the exact wording when you are applying for jobs. Like don't just say you do something and they say something else. Say the exact words. They'd be like, oh, plug and play, plug and play. Because a lot of jobs do use AI. So even if you have to look through like a human person after the AI, you're still at least set for the first round. So I've been using that recently. Like yesterday, I started doing that a lot more often because I realized my resume wouldn't actually like, I wouldn't repopulate it to like have the words. I'll repopulate for the job itself, but it would not have like the ATS wording. So I had to like fix that up. So that's been really helpful for just the outside research. And on the AI side, I would like have it like repopulating a resume, and I'll read it over to make sure that's one, it's actually part of my original resume or CV, but also two, making sure that the words that they were supposed to include for like ATS, I can like see it in the actual resume and say, okay, I did this is correct. They put a number here, I need metrics, you know? So it's been very helpful using that on those front ends. And I've been really able to like apply to a bunch of jobs at that way, which is great. It's been amazing. It's been a lot easier applying for jobs that way. I think it gets before AI. Obviously, it was a lot harder because you didn't want to make a resume every time. I think people care a lot more about cover letters back then. Now they don't, or maybe I'm just not in the industry where they do care. But I've been lucky to not see that many people that require resumes. So that's been very good for me. I haven't really got any interviews back. I got a lot of rejections. Not all of them have been rejections, but like so far, the jobs that I've applied to have been real, which is like one part good, obviously, because like you go to LinkedIn, it's like a fake job everywhere. I don't use LinkedIn. I don't know what I use anymore. I use Hiring Cafe, which I talked about in a previous video. I use Hiring Cafe, which is like the only job board I really use. I use Greenhouse.io once because they have a bunch of jobs and they don't use like Workday, which is like a software app that forces company to like make you do everything on a resume you already did. I use them as well, but for the most part, I just go on Google, type in entry level jobs, and then I skip all the job boards and go for like the companies that actually pop up. So like anything that's like almost medical pops up, like Rush pops up, Northwestern pops up, Chicago pops up, but then you have like Boeing pop up, United Airlines, Southwest. So it's kind of tedious because you're going through like several pages of Google, but you're also skipping like every single job board. Like I recently found out like Dice.com, which is like I guess another job board that people use to like look for jobs, are just filled with ghost jobs. Like, and I had no idea because I was actually going to apply on that project on that like job board because I was like, oh, okay, well, I thought they were an actual company and they just had those jobs because it's their job. But no, people were like saying they're filled with ghost jobs. Don't do it. And I wanted to like kind of prove it, so like I applied. I didn't apply, but I went on their website and I literally looked up like one of their jobs that was like qualified for me, right? And it was under like easy apply. And I'm like, okay, well, let's figure out if this website even has this job and just apply there. And then I go on the company that they're posting it from. The company they posted it from is another job board. And I'm just like, okay, maybe it's just like dumb having a job board because you assume job boards need people to run it. I go to a different job on Dice.com. I click on it. I click on the company. I go to the company's website. Another job board. And I was just like, okay, so like two out of the many jobs are job boards and they're both easy to apply. My thing is being shared. So I quickly got off of Dice.com because it was just like not worth it at all. It was like, wow, my stuff is being shared so quickly. It's actually insane. So these are different job boards. So each of these job boards can literally take the resume I would give Dice and then just like spam me. And I was like, good to know. No, literally, good to know. because that is that's insane. But I digress. I personally don't like using job boards because they only find you the best jobs sometimes. They just find the jobs that are open. And even then they're reposted. So that's like annoying. I think the way I've been doing it has been a lot easier. I will say, like in 4 hours, 14 jobs may not be a lot, but that's jobs I have to like look for in my city that are included for me that don't have like an insane amount of requirements that I can't reach because I'm not like 10 years of experience and are open, right? Because like you can go on a different website and you can tell it to like find you a job posting that will literally be like expired a month ago or reposted or shared on like some other platform. So I don't really have any tips and tricks at the moment because I'm still trying to find it myself. But if I do find like a list of tips and tricks, I will gladly share it because that'll make a great YouTube video, but also it'll be good to share it. I don't use LinkedIn at all. I don't feel like checking every single company they have on there to see if it's real. I just don't care. I'd rather just go on Google and tell it to like find me jobs, and then I just like make sure the jobs exist. It's a lot easier because on their website. But that is what I've been doing. Okay, so I told you what happened. I told you what I've been doing, what is going to happen. So what's going to happen from now on is like I'm going to go out more. Obviously, I don't want to stay inside too long. It's Tuesday, and I went out yesterday. I actually went out to deliver packages because I had packages in my home that I need to like get out my home. So I was like gone for like a good chunk of the day, which is great. I still was able to like stream my job, so good day overall. But today is Veterans Day, so a lot of things are closed. I got kind of locked in, and like right now I'm trying to apply to like many freelance jobs, like training AI because those exist. Hey, you hate AI, but it'll give you money for it. Just little things like that. Do part-time work, gig work. Nothing that's like getting me out the house. Cause I don't have a car. But more like things I can do at home and just like make money off of it while I'm actively looking for a job that can pay me a full-time salary, right? So that is what I'm going to do today. And then I'm going to obviously film as I've been doing and continue doing because I have no reason to stop. If anything, I have more reasons to continue. And this is just more of an update video on like what is happening. But more update, my birthday is on the 20th, is next week. If you haven't noticed, I do like record my videos, my YouTube. I do record my birthday. I did it last year where I had like a week of my birthday. This is when I had nothing to do at work again. I'm telling you, I couldn't. It might be me, it might be the company, it might just be all of us, but I'm always free on my birthday, which is great because I can like do whatever I want. And next week is my birthday. It's literally a week before Thanksgiving, which is amazing and just really funny. And I already ordered a bunch of my stuff that I want to come from Amazon. So I can like decorate my place for my birthday and then return it right when I'm done because Amazon's amazing and they do not care. And that's great for me because I'm not trying to spend too much money. Especially when I can give it back. So that's been great. So I'm definitely gonna like film that process and just film what I'm gonna do on my birthday. It's kind of more of a secret right now because I'm trying to like firewise everything. It's still gonna happen. I don't give a fuck. Like my job search will still be there. I just need to like legit get this birthday over with because I'm gonna turn 25. Yay! So that'll be really fun for me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here because I think I done my skincare like 10 minutes ago. I don't know. And also I've been yapping for a minute. So that's all I have for you guys. The next video, I have no idea what you'll see because maybe I'll be outside, maybe I'll be indoors, maybe not talking hand video, maybe another update of where things is going. But welcome to Unemployment Diaries. I've been posting this for a good minute, but here's the official woohoo welcome of like, here, I am unemployed. Here's a diary of what I'm doing. I'll continue to share what I'm going through and how I'm dealing with it and what I'm doing to get better or worse at it. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Mwah.